I didn't shout, didn't slam a door, didn't even blink when I saw the balance, $25,000. Just stared at the glowing screen while the last bit of faith I'd kept in them fizzled out like a dying fuse. My birthday was in 2 days. Funny how betrayal never checks your calendar. Dad stood in the doorway like he owned the air I breathed. The family needed it more, he said, like that explained everything. Mom didn't even stop scrolling. You can celebrate alone. We had better plans. I remember nodding. Slow. Cold. My pulse didn't rise, my perspective did. Then don't ever call me again. I walked out. They laughed behind me. They thought that was the end of it. They always did. I wasn't always like this. There was a time I believed in them. Stupidly, fiercely, the way children cling to the idea that blood means loyalty. Dad used to call me his good one. Mom said I was the responsible kid, the one who paid bills on time, the one who loaned money without being asked. And I kept giving. Every birthday, every holiday, every emergency that somehow only I seemed able to fix. But it wasn't devotion, it was grooming. They taught me that love meant sacrifice, and sacrifice meant silence. I should have noticed sooner. The missing receipts, the forgotten IOUs, the way they praised me right after helping themselves. But betrayal is rarely loud. It whispers until you catch it breathing down your neck. The night before my card was drained, Dad asked for my login just to check something. I didn't think twice. I should have. When the shock passed, something inside me shifted, like steel cooling into shape. I didn't rage, I reorganized. While they slept comfortably in the home I'd been secretly paying off for them, I sat in the dark, reviewing every account, every signature, every favor, every weakness. Patterns emerged. The mortgage I co-signed just to help. The truck loan under my name because Dad's credit was temporarily rocky. The refinancing on Mom's car she promised she'd pay off next month. They thought I'd never touch any of it. They'd mistaken kindness for compliance. They'd forgotten who actually had the passwords. The revenge wasn't impulsive. It was methodical. First, the mortgage. I canceled my auto pay. The bank wouldn't let them reinstate it without me. Second, Dad's truck loan. One phone call, a quiet request, repossession scheduled within the week. And then Mom's personal loan, the one she forged my name on. I reported it, not as stolen, but opened without full consent. Just accurate enough to trigger an investigation. Every step legal, every step clean, every step irreversible. I didn't do it to punish them financially. Money was just the language they understood. I did it so they'd finally feel the weight they'd always tossed onto my shoulders. I deleted my number from their phones, blocked them from every account they used to leech off me. And then, silence. Beautiful, intentional silence. The confrontation came 2 days later, fittingly, on my birthday. Dad pounded on my door first. His voice wasn't angry, it was panicked. "When did you stop the payments? They're saying we're behind." Mom hovered behind him, mascara smeared from crying. "You need to fix this, now!" I opened the door just enough for them to see my face. Calm, detached, unreachable. "You told me the family needed the money more," I said. I listened. Dad's jaw twitched. "This isn't funny." "It isn't supposed to be," I replied. Mom lunged forward, grabbing the doorframe. "We're your parents." "Exactly why I kept giving," I said. "Exactly why you thought you could take." The realization hit them slowly, beautifully, like a tide swallowing their footing inch by inch. "You can't do this," Dad whispered, voice cracking for the first time in my life. I already did. I closed the door. Not slammed, just closed. A clean ending with no lingering echoes. They stood there for a while. I didn't listen to what they said. Their voices no longer belonged in my world. Later that night, I lit a candle on a store-bought cupcake. No party, no phone calls, no noise, just peace. Some people celebrate birthdays with gifts and company. I celebrated mine with liberation. The funny thing about betrayal is that it doesn't break you, it introduces you to the version of yourself you should have been all along. And once you meet that person, you don't go back. I didn't lose a family that day, I just stopped financing my own destruction. Best birthday I've ever had.